Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, living the carnivore way of eating. And I love it. It works for me. Even though I've gained a few pounds, I'm not saying that for, tea and sympathy. I'm saying it because it's a reality and I see it with a few other people every now and then. I usually weigh myself the first Thursday of every month, but this February 2020, I've decided I'm not going to weigh. Why have that, little cloud of like, ugh? And, like most of you that have gained weight, maybe with carnivore or another food program from not eating any of the no-nos, it just gets a little discouraging. So I don't want to be discouraged because I haven't ever felt this good. So why get pouty and, want to kick the scale and take a hammer to it and everything else? I'm just going to let it get dusty. Yeah. Yes, I went up a size in my jeans, but, the other ones were probably getting tight before carnivore anyway. Um, not not too tight that I couldn't still wear them. You know how super skinny jeans are, but I admit that like I just feel a little bit thicker through my torso, under my boobs and around the back. But it is what it is. Never felt better. Never slept better. The energy level is great. I'm 69. I love waking up as the Energizer Bunny, and I can just do my day. I don't get tired. I get a little weary and fatigued, around 1 in the afternoon, but I'm getting up at 2:30 in the morning to do my Uber and Lyft. So, hence my winter coat right now. My car is heating up and I'm about ready to press the on button and wait for calls. So that's how my little life goes. So yeah, around 1 or so, I've been up for like 11 hours. So a normal person, that would probably be around 6 at night when they're, kind of caving in too. I eat OMAD, one meal a day, usually between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. And Greg joins me. So we kind of have the same lifestyle carved out. He's up early, working early, especially when there's an empty, um, unit house, which you find a lot here on the Cape in the winter. So he can go on his own time. Otherwise, he'll do things work wise before the owners, are up. A lot of them are early birds too, because they're older people like us, where you kind of just get an early morning rhythm going, right? And so I'll do my day. I look forward to it. Today I'm having a chuck roast from Whole Foods, and I'm having just a couple of ribs, pork ribs that I've already cooked, done smoked on the grill, and then I'll have a small bit of ribeye that Greg couldn't finish yesterday. So, I like that little bit of 3 different types of meat. I know that having beef is always the most satiating. So only once in a while do I have just what I have like just a pork chop. And when I do, it's kind of a larger one. I do put a little bit of the rendering that I've that's happened after cooking it. But for the most part, I like a little beef with every meal that I have. It just makes me feel fuller, content, lasts longer. And I don't know about you, but around 6:37 in the morning, my body thinks it's hungry again, and it really encourages me. It encourages me to have something, like why don't you just eat, girly? You know you're hungry. I'm looking for. Sorry, sorry about this interruption. I've just got a smudge on my glasses. So it encourages me to go ahead and have a first meal. You can go to Too Mad today. And I know I'm not really hungry. It's just the signals that my body sends as it digests. I don't know, perhaps the steak from the night before. I had it yesterday at like 2:30 we ate, and so it's 16 hours after my last bite of ribeye. and it tells me I'm hungry again. So I guess that kind of makes sense, but I override it, and I know that coffee will do the trick. I put 10 grams of ghee or butter in my coffee, and then 40 to 45 grams of Keto unsweetened dairy cream, non-dairy creamer in my coffee. I gave up the sweeteners. I gave them up in 2019. I guess I can say that now, right? I gave them up probably 4 months ago now, maybe 5, and there was no earth-shattering whoosh of weight or anything. It's just I stopped feeling. I felt better about not having them. I'd lost the taste for sweet in my coffee. It wasn't registering anyway. It was, I knew it was kind of like when I was drinking and I just had too much and it ceased being enjoyable. So now I really look forward to my unsweetened coffee. It tastes much better to me now. And along with that went some electrolytes that were sweetened with, I think, stevia or monk fruit that I got from Whole Foods. Spent a bunch of money on it. Just sits there on my counter, like so many other things when I gave up Zyla and erythritol. A lot of real estate on my shelves where I don't need them anymore. And I'm glad not to have them in my plan. So I don't have anything sweet. The sweet is gone. I know for a lot of people, they still have cravings for sweet. And so if you're having artificial sweeteners in your coffee or diet sodas, that could still be triggering in your brain that you want more sweet. And once I gave up sugars and grains in my foods like 6 or 7 years ago with the low carb, high fat initially, all my cravings for sweet went away. I still had some sort of a fat bomb, maybe for less than a year. And then I started getting excessive with those. I would have them 3 times a week. And my body started saying on the days I didn't have them planned, you want one. So I knew that it had turned into yet another addiction that I had to get it out. And so I did. So I have no complaints whatsoever. I do have eggs, I do have dairy, and I do have meat. I don't know what my calorie count is. I still measure my Keto and my fat in my coffee. I have to, otherwise I would put in twice as much and think, yeah, that's it. That's pretty good. So I know that I could still overdo with the pour with that. But, give me a ribeye off of the Big Green Egg, and I am just the happiest camper you'd ever want to meet. I go to the Brazilian butchery. It is not grass-fed, $22 a pound ribeyes that I'm having. I find that I prefer the grain-fed. They've got more fat, more flavor. I'm just comfortable with it. I guess Frank Tufano would include me in his carnivore crowd, and so be it. I have grass-fed burger on occasion, but I usually get the top sirloin ground there where it has that fat cap on it that's literally about 3/4 of an inch. So I don't know what the fat to protein ratio is for it on my Friday night burger, but it works. It's delicious. I do love my fats. I do feel they keep me going. I feel as an older woman, my brain loves the fats, keeps it all going. And I don't know if it prevents any brain diseases, but I feel better on it. I feel I run smoother on it. And it's like a little STP in my gas tank, as it were. So, yeah, that's my deal. I have no complaints. I don't cheat. I don't have breaks in my carnivore food plan. I didn't when I was low carb, high fat. I didn't when I was Weight Watchers. I still did everything program appropriate then. Then when I switched to low carb, high fat, kind of following a lot of Dr. William Davis's wheat belly ideas, same deal. Then I went to keto, probably higher carbs because then I went down to 20 total. That worked until it didn't. And then I went kind of carnivish and started doing this to the veggies and then took the plunge. And now no veggies adorn my plate. And do I miss them? On occasion. I miss Brussels. I miss butter lettuce. But I don't miss the gastrointestinal distress they began to cause. Isn't it weird how you can eat those things all your life and then suddenly the stricter you get with your food plan, the more obvious it becomes that it's not working? I don't know. It's a go figure. So it's February 3rd. It's a Monday. And here we go. This is going to be a good month. I don't know if you've made any plans for yourself on how you plan to handle your foods, if you have goals that you're still getting to, if you made them in January and you've still kind of been doing them, tighten them up, because it's like this is when we start to get a little lax 5 to 6 weeks into it. If you've gained some weight and you were naughty over Christmas, hopefully it's gone away by now and you're working at it. If you have an older metabolism like me, it might be impossible to lose. I don't know. It's not easy, I know that. So I hope it all works for you this month. I hope you're watching great videos and interviews with carnivore women or carnivore men, whichever one you are and you can identify with. I always like that. I like identifying with the older woman doing it. There's great Facebook pages as well for carnivore women over 50. I belong to that one. Zeroing in on health. I'm going to sneeze. So, woo. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. This has been a great run for a lot of us. We're not stopping our carnivore way of eating. It just works for us. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. And a comment below. I will see you the next time. Bye-bye for now.